Yeah, yeah, I'm feeling like.
Alright, so we're in Ghent right now. I say we because I'm here with my girlfriend. We're gonna watch the Jaha Koo play, which is in the campo. And it looks interesting from what I've seen. So let's just see how it goes. Alright, so we're kind of early for the play. We got like 30 minutes to kill. And it feels good to have company. So now we're just at a bar nearby and getting a drink. So Jaha Koo's play is called CUCKOO, and it's about the Korean history. It basically retells the past 20 years of Korean history, mostly touching on the Korean financial crisis that they had. So it's gonna be interesting because he actually tells the story through his rice cookers, as I saw online. So I hope it's good, and I hope I get to understand it. And it's really nice to see a different story that doesn't have to do with colonialism and African history. Oh shit, oh, it's getting really packed.
It's looking pretty packed today. Jaha Koo play is gonna be really lit. Golly.
Alright, so the play's about to start, we're about to get in. Here we go. You ready? Okay, so we just finished the play. We're sitting outside waiting to see if we can interview Jaha Koo. Fingers crossed. But anyway, what are your thoughts on the play?
I thought, like, when I read what was it going to be about, like with the rice cookers, I never thought it would be this, like, how to say it, loaded?
Yeah.
Like,
loaded.
so hard and, like, such a deep message. And that was, wow.
It was heavy. He talks about like the suicides and stuff.
Yeah, like how the financial crisis, like once the states pretty much lend them the money, financial crisis started and suicide just went up. And the images he used, and even the concept of the rice cookers, pretty much the rice cookers were like people.
And there was one part in the thing where the rice cooker was actually talking, and it said something like, rice cooker makes the rice, and it takes the rice from something thin, but puts so much pressure on it until it like grows and like pops into something bigger. And while the rice cooker was talking about that, he was showing images of the riots and all the protests in Korea, which is really symbolic, which meant that like the financial crisis made them they were like rice.
Yeah, they were like rice being cooked.
Yeah, yeah.
I like the ending, and I hope it gets ended with him because I want to know what the ending, what it like is like means. Because I have a theory in my head, but I want to know.
Okay, let me just explain the ending. He basically took at the beginning there was a rice cooker that finished cooking rice, and you saw steam coming out. And then at the ending, he took the rice out and like plopped it onto the table. It was like a cake of rice. It was like a sponge cake. And then, like she said, he squeezed it and put it into like a...
He took little pieces, so piece by piece he put it in like a little box, squeezed the box, and then he put it away. And then he repeated it and repeated it.
And he was piling it up.
And then piling it up, and then the end was like two little, like,
balls, yeah.
balls. And which pretty much you can see it was like a person who put it on top of the pile, and then the person, jumped off. And I thought that was like the big rice was pretty much a person, and every time you take like society takes a little bit of that person and just like squeezes everything out of that part of that person, and then just throws it away because you can't, let's say, like
It's useless.
it's useless up until the point where everything's squeezed out of that person and that person just decides to take his own life.
Wow.
That's my theory.
I think it was because he was piling it up. He actually told a story about his friend that committed suicide, and he committed suicide by jumping out. And so, I thought that he was making the pile to make it look like a building and then put somebody on top of it so the person jumps off. But I didn't think about it like that, where like the rice is basically the person just squeezing everything out of them. That's really deep though.
Yeah, it's too good.
But the storytelling in this was really, really dope. It was all Korean. I didn't even realize it. Most of it was, there was some snippets of English, but the majority of it was in Korean, and I was able to understand everything. The storytelling was really well done.
There were subtitles.
Yeah, of course. I don't speak Korean. The subtitles are so properly done and the storytelling was really powerful. The music was good. The way the build up. If you want to watch it, I suggest it for real. Yeah. Did you like it?
I didn't like it.
Okay, well I guess that's 5 stars from her. And
Okay, my name is Ruben and
My name is Thomas.
we are 2 reporters of Tumult. It's like a student fraternity but like with culture. So we watch a lot of plays and we write essays about them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And what did you guys think about this play?
It was very original. He let the rice cookers speak, and he made his own story of the history of his country in a very specific way, maybe with some hidden metaphors. So you really had to be very attentive.
It was interesting because we don't know a lot about South Korea, and I didn't even know that there was a crisis and that a lot of people committed suicide and there were a lot of troubles, and he got really personal with his audience. So like,
Also,
you really felt his pain when he was talking about Jerry.
Could hit them on the emotions, on where
Yes.
it hurts. Yeah.
But also he was very funny. He made the rice cookers. They were arguing about a lot of stuff. About
Yeah.
one rice cooker couldn't make rice and the other was laughing about it. So
It was very fluctuating, actually. Very good.
What are your theory about the rice at the end of the play? Do you have a theory about it?
that's a good question. I believe it was like every rice block he makes is like a bit how he gets over the traumas in his child. I believe.
Yeah.
Like it gets a place. It's on a tower. It's unstable. So it's like.
Yes. The
It's-
tower
it's-
also
it's
fell
not-
down.
Ik zou echt als ik
He's still a bit emotional about it, but he gives it a place. He puts it behind him. That's how I see it.
okay, I just met Jaha Koo, and I managed to book an interview. He's really like specific about his time and really like he respects it a lot. So he's got an interview with an American journalist on Skype in like 10 minutes. And then he's got another interview. And he's got another interview in Verdet. So me and my girlfriend are gonna wait in Verdet for him to get there. And after his interviews, I'm gonna be able to interview him real quick and give him a little Big Daddy talk. You know what I'm saying?
My name is Jaha. I'm a theater maker and music composer, and I'm from Korea. Today in Ghent, I show my latest piece, CUCKOO. Yeah.
Okay. At the end of your play,
Mhm.
after you cook the rice and you start piling it up and
Mhm.
you do this thing, do you mind, is it symbolic? Do you mind explaining? Because I've got a lot of theories. You have different theories, and we just want to
Maybe I cannot tell many things about the scene because it's very symbolic and metaphoric scene. But I can say this work is about the society under pressure, and I was inspired by pressured rice cooker.
making the stories. Did you have a hard time, I guess, digging in and telling such a personal story in front of an audience?
You mean the personal stories in the piece?
Yes.
So this work, the CUCKOO, is my second piece of my Hamatia trilogy, which was started 2014. And this trilogy, conceptually, I try to see contemporary social issues or political issues around me, and I try to find the original root of tragic situation or tragic phenomenon or tragic accident, for example. And the CUCKOO is very private and personal stories, for example, about my friend's death, also my personal experience. So this work, or this trilogy, conceptually starting from my personal stories into big stories like global issues or social issues.